Tonight, we're talking about where is your integrity? Where's it at? Integrity, the definition, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Today, more than ever, we need people of integrity. You know, Trump has this deal that he talks about fake news. You ever heard fake news? Fake news? Raise your hand if you ever heard fake news. Okay, yeah, you've seen it. Have you ever turned on CNN? Fake news. Yeah. Fake news is his term that he's given it whenever it's just people that have no integrity that are making up lies so that other people will believe it and change their viewpoint on a certain issue, okay? Integrity is desperately needed. We've got all of these people that are writing songs about things that they actually know cause death. Whenever I was your age, Slim Shady was a big deal. Eminem, it was like right when he came out, and unfortunately, I did try to imitate his hair with the bright blonde. Just imagine me just crispy white blonde, okay? I did the Eminem thing for a little while. I wasn't allowed to listen to his music because my parents were Christians, and they were, obviously, the lyrics are not good. But when you listen to the lyrics of those songs and pretty much anything that you turn on popular radio stations today, if you actually look at the lyrics and you live those lyrics out, if you were to live those lyrics out, first off, you're going to get an STD. Second off, you're going to get pregnant. Third, you're going to end up in an institution or in jail. You're going to have mental issues. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be an alcoholic. You're going to be addicted to drugs. Did I say you're going to go to jail? You're definitely going to go to jail. If you live those lyrics out, okay, just read the lyrics and you're like, oh, yeah, so I need to sleep with everybody, okay? I need to do, what is this lean stuff? They got different names for it. Whatever the new popular drug is. And it really doesn't matter which genre you listen to. It could be rap. It could be country. It can be pop. It can be hip-hop. Whatever. You listen to the lyrics and suddenly, if you were to actually follow them, you know, you only live once, so you might as well die young. And the lyrics are terrible. But the reason why they write those lyrics is because they're aiming for you. They're aiming for the young, the naive, the people who haven't lived long enough to know that you can't actually do these things that they say in the lyrics. Okay? The adults, whenever you listen to the lyrics, you're like, man, did they just run out of stuff to talk about, so they're just talking about horrible things? But they write these lyrics because they know that you love it and you're going to buy the album. You're going to download it on Spotify. You're going to go to their concerts. You're going to buy their T-shirts because it's the quick little fix that you're looking for. Somebody's going to tell you to do things that your parents tell you not to do. Oh, well, I'm going to listen to random pop star because they look like they've got their act together. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, those people are in rehab because they're dead. Honestly, how many pop stars have you seen recently that have died because of either overdoses or because they were shot or because they were, just recently we had that what's the guy's name? XXX and Temptation or whatever his name was. Yeah. Yeah, and listen, the lyrics that they write, they're writing it so that you'll buy their album, but there's no integrity there. Listen, they know that it's going to cause you problems, but they do it anyways because they want your money. Integrity is missing in today's generation. It's missing in popular TV shows. It's missing in media. Very few people you can find anywhere that are actual integrous people. Even in church, unfortunately. How many times have you heard about a pastor that ends up having some kind of affair or stealing money from the church? Listen, the first 3 pastors that I had, and I hate to throw church under the bus because I work as a youth pastor, but the first 3 pastors that I had, the first one ended up going to jail because he had molested some kids in the children's ministry. The second one, I wasn't working for this. Was when I was in children's ministry. The second pastor that I had tried to burn down the church for insurance money. And then the third pastor that I had also had some issues with children. And so two of those guys ended up in jail, and one of them just was fired from the church. And then the third one that I had was absolutely fantastic. And he baptized me. He was a great man of God all the way up until just a few years ago he passed away. But he was a great man of God. And our pastor, Jerry, is one of the most integrous men you will ever meet. If you spend time with him, he listens to the convictions from the Holy Spirit. He honors what God tells him to do. He is a man of integrity. And those are the kind of people that you want to be friends with. Those are the kind of people that you want to listen to. Don't listen to the people that just tell you whatever you want to hear, because those people have no integrity. If I tell you what you want to hear and what you want to hear is not good for you, then I no longer have integrity if I tell you, like, oh, you want to sleep around? Well, then I know that that's not good for you. I know it's going to cause you a lot of heartache, because God created sex inside of marriage for marriage, and there's an intimacy that if you break that intimacy, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. Okay, so, but if I tell you, well, if this is what you want to hear and you'll like me, I don't have to have integrity for you to like me, so whatever. I'll just tell you whatever. Listen, you don't want a friend that doesn't have integrity. If your friend does not have integrity, that friend is Mr. Steal Your Girl. I'm going to tell you a story. I had a friend. I'm not going to give his name because I'm going on YouTube. But I have a friend. I could tell you his first and last name. I could tell you how old I was. I could tell you who it was that he stole. But this man right here, he convinced me that this girl that I was dating was not good for me. He was like, this girl, she may be going to church, but she's bad for you. She's going to lead you down the wrong path. You need to let her go. And I thought he was giving me like some good biblically sound advice, which in hindsight, it actually was good biblical sound advice, but it was with the wrong motive. He convinced me. I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't know why I didn't see it. So I broke up with this girl. The next day, he was dating her. The next day. And it may have been the same minute. It was just the next day I see them walking, holding hands. And, this was before Facebook, but I guaranteed the Facebook status would have said, in a relationship. And it was like, bro, you can't. He was like, you're not dating her. I'm like, but you said you. I'm like, she's not bad for me. She's bad for you. Like, oh. He's literally Mr. Steal Your Girl. So that's not a kind of a friend that you want to have. You want a friend that has integrity. And listen, as Christians, we need to have integrity because we are representing Jesus. That's the problem. How many people are in church, how many people refuse to come to church because they say everybody in church is just a bunch of hypocrites? Oh, they're just a bunch of hypocrites. It's people that say one thing and do and live another thing. Like they say they're Christians, but I know what they do. I've seen the way they act. They're hypocrites. A hypocrite is somebody that has no integrity. They say something, they lie to you, and then they live a totally different thing. There's no integrity of a hypocrite. But Christians have been known for that, unfortunately. They've been known for it. And, none of us are perfect, so just because you mess up after you tell somebody not to mess up does not mean that you're a hypocrite. The hypocrite is somebody who's living in sin and tells somebody else not to do it. Here's a good example of a hypocrite. I'm smoking a cigarette saying, hey, don't smoke. It's bad for you. That's a hypocrite, okay? Okay, Titus chapter 2, verse 7 should be on the screens here. It says, and you yourself must be an example to them by doing good work. You got it on the screen? So it's okay. Give her grace. It's the first time she's ever done it. It's Titus 2:7. It should be like a few slides in. Titus 2:7. There you go. Excellent. And you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. Listen, let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. Okay? The teaching, the gospel of Jesus Christ requires integrity. Here's a good quote. You are not a servant of God unless you value and pursue integrity. You're not a servant of God. Be very wary about calling yourself a Christian if you do not value and pursue integrity. And again, the definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. You say the truth, and then you stick with it. You stick with what you know is right. You speak the truth and you live the truth. Integrity. There's no better example of integrity than Jesus Christ himself. The man was full of integrity. I mean, just one, I'll tell you this, integrity requires patience. If you're not patient, integrity is just not going to last. We're going to close out here. It's already 7:50. We're going to go into small group here in just a second. We have a whole bunch of questions and stuff that you guys are going to talk about. But listen, if you integrity requires patience. Here, let me read the way that I said it here. It's not looking for the fast way out. Okay? Again, the popular media right now, they're not looking to give you the truth. They're looking for something that's going to be the quickest payment. Like, well, what do you want to listen to? Oh, you want to listen to sex and drugs and fornication, all this other stuff. You want to listen to that stuff? Okay, well, if that'll get your money, here, I'll sell you that stuff. I'll just get every pop star to take all of her clothes off as much as she can and still be legal and just sell you this garbage because you're buying it. There's no integrity there. Kids are eating it up, and it's not their fault, honestly. A lot of the parents are just letting their kids listen to whatever, not listening to the lyrics, and then the kids are learning how to live their lives through these people who have absolutely no integrity. And then we wonder why there's fake news. We wonder why. Listen, God has integrity. You can always trust him. This is the quality of a person of integrity. You can trust him. He's not lazy. He does not go back on his word. He's faithful and true. He loves sacrificially. He forgives. He doesn't try to go behind your back. God is full of integrity. And one little side note before we go. Lying. Has anybody heard that you're not supposed to swear? Like, you're not supposed to swear. Don't swear. And I'm not talking about cussing. I'm talking about like making a vow. Like, don't swear. Like, here's a good one. I swear to God. Don't say that. Anybody heard that before? I swear to God. Hey, don't say that. You know why it says that? It comes out of Matthew chapter 5, verse 33. I'm going to read it. It's not on the screens, but it's, and here's another good one. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22. The Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in those who tell the truth. Detest means that he's like, I hate it. He detests lying lips, but he delights in those who tell the truth. Okay, it says this in Matthew 5, verse 33. You have also heard that your ancestors were told, you must not break your vows. You must carry out the vows you make to the Lord. But I say, this is Jesus talking, I say, do not make any vows. This is where the scripture comes. Don't swear to God. Don't swear. Okay? Don't make any vows. A vow is just a promise. It's something that you're swearing to. I vow. Okay? It says don't make any vows. Do not say by heaven. I vow to this by heaven. Don't say that because heaven is God's throne. And do not say by the earth. I swear by the earth because the earth is his footstool. And do not say by Jerusalem, for Jerusalem is the city of the great king. Do not even say by my head. I promise by my own head. I promise on my life. I promise this. Okay? It says don't say that. Okay? Because do not say by my head, for you can't turn one hair white or black. Just say a simple yes, I will, or no, I won't. Anything beyond this is from the evil one. This is what he's saying. He's like, look, if you have to say, I swear, it's because either the person doesn't trust you because you've lied to them in the past, or you are saying that other times you might, not trust me whenever I tell you this, but this one you absolutely have got to trust me. That's the reason why it says this. Anything beyond this is from the evil one. It's talking about Satan. Satan's name is the father of lies. He's the father of lies. Anytime you have to swear, now listen, have I done it before? Absolutely. I've said, I promise. I promise. Okay, you can trust me. I promise. Okay? Now, unfortunately, we live in a country that lying is rampant. You know, CNN. No, I'm not going to get there. Okay. But he says, don't vow. Just listen. Make sure that you are a person of integrity. When somebody asks you something, you tell them the truth. Even if it hurts you. Even if it means that you have to take a hit for the team. You be a person of integrity. Be a man or a woman of integrity. Because that's what God's looking for. He's not looking for a liar. That's a son of the devil. He's looking for a son of God. Somebody that is full of integrity. That will tell the truth no matter what. So help me God. Tell the truth. Okay?